Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hollyoaks has aired a tense cliffhanger at the end of a special episode involving Mercedes McQueen. Mercedes has been receiving treatment for bowel cancer since during the show's time jump. This week, her health took a sudden turn for the worse when Prince discovered her collapsed on the floor. In today's episode, she was taken to hospital, where Misbah told the McQueens that Mercedes has contracted an infection and wasn't responding to the antibiotics. With her life on the line, Myra tried to pretend that everything was okay, but Mercedes realized the severity of her condition and asked her family to take her home, not wanting to die in hospital. Meanwhile, Cleo was discharged from hospital herself, but was anxious about returning home. When Perry told her about what had happened to Mercedes, though, she rushed to join her family. At home, Mercedes told John Paul to call her son Bobby in prison and to tell him that she wasn't in pain and wasn't scared, even though this was a lie. As the McQueens gathered at Mercedes' bedside, she told them that she could see a white feather in her room and that her late son Gabriel was waiting for her. Myra broke the news about Mercedes to Freddie and Grace, and while Grace was reluctant, she eventually agreed that they would go and visit her elsewhere. After an emotional chat with Mercedes, Cleo found the courage to finally report Abe's abuse. Realizing how much pain her daughter was in, Myra told Mercedes that it was okay to stop fighting, and in heartbreaking scenes, the family waited for her to slip away. When Freddie arrived, he told Mercedes that he loved her, but she deserved better than him. He later clashed with Grace and went to the loft for a drink, where he found Vicky's scanned photo and realized that she is still pregnant with his baby. Grace returned to see Mercedes, who woke up and said that Freddie loves her. Mercedes then realized that she had some fight left in her and asked Myra to take her back to the hospital. Meanwhile, Cleo got a shock when she answered the door and found Abe standing in front of her. What does he want from her, and is Cleo in danger? It's another week in Chester, and the stakes have never been higher for Mercedes McQueen in a tense, gripping, and utterly unforgettable episode of Hollyoaks. The fan-favorite character, played by Jennifer Metcalf, finds herself caught in a web of lies, betrayal, and danger, as the latest storyline leaves viewers gasping at its shocking cliffhanger. Set against the backdrop of the bustling dog in the pond and the eerie shadows of the village alleyways, this special episode pulls no punches in delivering a jaw-dropping twist that will have fans counting down the days to the next installment. The calm before the storm. The episode opens with Mercedes trying her best to keep up the appearance of normalcy, but the cracks in her facade are evident. After weeks of suspicion and growing paranoia, she's convinced that someone close to her is hiding a dangerous secret. Sitting in the dog with a glass of wine, Mercedes exchanges a tense glance with her cousin Goldie, who has been acting increasingly cagey since her sudden return from a mysterious trip. The McQueens have seen their fair share of drama over the years, but Mercedes can't shake the feeling that whatever Goldie is hiding could have devastating consequences for their family. Meanwhile, the rest of the village seems oblivious to the storm brewing beneath the surface. Harry Lomax is caught up in a flirtatious encounter with an unfamiliar newcomer, and Steve High is busy orchestrating his latest business venture. Even Sienna Blake, who usually has her finger on the pulse of every scandal, is preoccupied with her own schemes. But Mercedes knows better than anyone that in Hollyoaks, the calm never lasts long. A dangerous discovery. The tension escalates when Mercedes stumbles across a cryptic note tucked into one of Goldie's handbags. The note reads, "Meet me at the warehouse midnight, don't tell anyone." Mercedes' instincts kick in immediately. She knows the village's warehouse district is a haven for illegal activity, from dodgy deals to underground crime rings. If Goldie is tangled up in something dangerous, Mercedes needs to find out before it's too late. Confiding in her son, Bobby, Mercedes debates whether to confront Goldie directly or follow her to the meeting. Bobby, wise beyond his years, suggests the latter. "If you go in guns blazing, she'll just shut you out," he says. "You need to know what you're dealing with first." Reluctantly, Mercedes agrees. As the clock ticks closer to midnight, she prepares herself for whatever lies ahead, slipping into a leather jacket and arming herself with her signature confidence. A midnight encounter. The dimly lit warehouse district is as foreboding as Mercedes expected. Shadows dance on the walls, and the faint hum of machinery adds an eerie soundtrack to her covert operation. She keeps her distance, careful not to be spotted as Goldie approaches the designated meeting point. To Mercedes' shock, the person Goldie meets isn't a stranger, it's Donnie Roscoe. The sight of him is like a punch to the gut. The last time Donnie was in the village, he left a trail of destruction in his wake. Seeing him now, deep in conversation with Goldie, raises 100 questions and 0 answers. Hiding behind a stack of crates, Mercedes strains to hear their conversation. Words like money, dangerous, and can't back out now float through the air, each one sending a shiver down her spine. Before she can piece together the full picture, Goldie spots her reflection in a nearby window. "Mercedes," she hisses, her voice a mix of shock and betrayal. Donnie's head snaps around and his expression darkens. "You shouldn't be here," he growls, stepping toward her. Mercedes squares her shoulders, refusing to back down. "Funny, I was just about to say the same thing to you." The shocking truth. Under the fluorescent lights of the warehouse, the truth comes spilling out. Goldie tearfully admits that she's been working with Donnie to pay off a massive debt she incurred after falling for a scam. Desperate to protect her family, she thought she could handle it alone, but the situation has spiraled out of control. Donnie, however, is less repentant. "She came to me for help," he sneers. "And now she owes me, simple as that." Mercedes, never one to mince words, lets him have it. "You're scum, Donnie. Always have been, always will be, but you're not dragging my family down with you." The confrontation reaches a boiling point when Donnie pulls out a weapon, a switchblade that glints menacingly in the light. "You don't know what you're messing with, Mercedes," he warns. But before things can escalate further, the sound of police sirens pierces the night. Goldie had secretly called the authorities, and their arrival sends Donnie scrambling. He shoves past Mercedes and disappears into the shadows, leaving her and Goldie to face the consequences. The cliffhanger. Back at the McQueen house, tensions run high as the family processes the night's events. Goldie is racked with guilt, while Mercedes struggles to contain her anger. The McQueens have always prided themselves on their resilience, but this latest ordeal has pushed them to their limits. Just as they begin to think the worst is behind them, the episode delivers its final twist. A package is left on their doorstep, addressed to Mercedes. Inside is a single, chilling item, a photograph of her with Bobby, taken earlier that day. Scrawled across the back are the words, "You're next." The camera lingers on Mercedes' face as a mix of fear and determination washes over her. The screen fades to black, leaving viewers with a million questions and a pounding heart. What's next? This special episode of Hollyoaks has set the stage for an explosive storyline that promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Who is behind the ominous threat? Will Donnie return to exact his revenge? And how far will Mercedes go to protect her family? As the credits roll, one thing is certain, the McQueens are in for the fight of their lives, and viewers won't want to miss a single moment. This tense, action-packed episode highlights everything fans love about Hollyoaks: drama, danger, and the unbreakable bonds of family. With Mercedes at the heart of the chaos, the show proves once again why it remains one of the most gripping soaps on television. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.